The king of pop, Michael Jackson, is a music icon that almost everyone on this planet Earth admires. From his unique dance moves to his intriguing controversies, MJ has always been in the media's eyes. In today's video, we're going to dive further into the life of this superstar and tell you some of his facts that you might not know. So let's get started. Jackson's father forced him to practice music.
If you were in Michael's life, would he still be alive today?
Of course.
Michael's father, Joe Jackson, forced him and his siblings to practice music during their childhood. He used to be strict as he whipped his children if they played the wrong notes. Joe's mindset was to keep his children off the streets, away from the gangs. All of this led Michael to be great at music, but he didn't have many friends growing up. The mental pressure that Michael was put through in the early stage of his life led to many problems regarding his mental health later in his life. He lived in a theme park. Some people will love to live in a house like this, but some will find it a bit odd. Michael Jackson turned his ranch into half house, half amusement park. The amusement park had a petting zoo, roller coasters, railroads, bumper cars, a Ferris wheel, and a carousel. The ranch was called Neverland after the fictional place where Peter Pan lives. The property is 3,000 acres and in today's date it's worth around $100 million. MJ took llamas to recording studios. Michael Jackson had a petting zoo on his ranch. He had two very special llamas in there that were named Lola and Louis, which he took to his recordings. In one instance, it caused a big uproar when Michael Jackson was collaborating with Queen's frontman Freddie Mercury. In 1983, during a collaboration recording with Mercury in Los Angeles, Jackson decided to bring along his pet llama Louis. This became a regular occurrence that Mercury was not fond of. Among other reasons, it's said that this was a contributing factor for not completing the song recordings. He appeared on Soviet Union TV. The USSR was closed off from the rest of the world, but Michael Jackson managed to get through the Iron Curtain. In 1988, Jackson appeared in the first ever Western advertisement commercial in the Soviet Union. After working with PepsiCo for many years, Jackson was featured in their advertisements, and down the line, they filmed one for the Soviet Union. Pepsi had been sold across the USSR since the 1960s and was one of the few Western brands that were allowed in the Soviet Union. The advertisement from Pepsi would showcase Michael Jackson performing Bad. At the time, Jackson's music was banned in the Soviet Union, so he was not known as a celebrity. Upon the fall of the Soviet Union, he visited there in both 1993 and 1996 to perform. MJ's skin color. Michael Jackson's appearance totally changed drastically from what it was at the start of his career. The most controversial and noticeable change was his skin tone. Jackson's doctor said that he had vitiligo, a skin disease where the color of your skin changes, but there are many other thoughts and theories. A lot of people thought that the change of skin color was intentional, and MJ was ashamed of his natural skin tone. After his death, an autopsy confirmed that Jackson did suffer from vitiligo. He also suffered from many mental health disorders, such as body dysmorphia disorder, which is thought to be a major contributor to his change in appearance. MJ invented anti-gravity shoes. Michael Jackson is known for his moonwalks and his ability to lean at angles that are near impossible for any other human to achieve. This was because of the anti-gravity shoes he acquired after U.S. patent number 5,255,452 was given to him for his famous performance. The shoes had specially designed slots where they could clip into the stage to hold him in place whilst he did his stunt against gravity. Unfortunately, the patent expired in 2005 when Jackson missed a payment, so the design was out in the open. Although Jackson did not invent the moonwalk, he was the expert at it. MJ became an action figure. Yup, alongside Barbies and comic superheroes, Michael Jackson had his own action figure for children. In 1997, Street Life produced a Michael Jackson doll to sell to the European market. The design was of Jackson when he recorded the music video for Black or White in 1991. It was released to the European market at the same time as Jackson's History World Tour. There was also a singing version of the doll which sang a clip from his famous Black or White hit. This doll showed Jackson dressed as he was on tour in 1991. Street Life also produced another doll that sang a clip from Beat It. This version had Jackson in a red outfit. Do let us know in the comments if you ever had an MJ action figure. MJ tried to buy Marvel Comics. In the late 1990s, Michael Jackson tried to buy Marvel Comics as the company filed for bankruptcy. Michael Jackson was in the market, and the reason to buy the comic book company was that he wanted to feature himself as a superhero. He himself thought that he could be a great Spider-Man. Although this wasn't the only time he tried to be a superhero, when the news broke out that Marvel's going to produce an X-Men movie, MJ put forward the proposition of him playing the role of Professor X. Unfortunately, he wasn't selected for the role. Just imagine MJ as a superhero. Would have been cool to watch. The mother of one of Jackson's sons is unknown. Michael Jackson had 3 children, but one of them has an unknown mother. MJ was married to the daughter of Elvis Presley, Lisa Marie Presley, but they got divorced in 1996. He had his first daughter with Lisa. He had 2 children with his second wife, Debbie Rowe, who was a nursing assistant. They named their son Michael Joseph Jackson and their daughter Paris Michael Catherine Jackson. But Jackson has another son named Prince Michael Jackson II, but his mother's identity has remained a mystery to the public. The mother of Prince Michael Jackson II was a surrogate, but that is all that's publicly known. MJ once had a pet chimpanzee called Bubbles. Jackson took his pet chimpanzee named Bubbles on tour with him to Japan. The stunt caught the eye of the media, and before he knew it, people were comparing him to the likes of a Disney character that befriended a chimp. Bubbles became Jackson's double and went on tour with him. Bubbles retired in 2005, 4 years before Jackson's death. Jackson used stand-in apes for Bubbles called Max and AJ. It said that Bubbles was not mentioned in Jackson's will. However, it was confusing as Jackson would often refer to Bubbles as a son. After Jackson's death, Bubbles started his new retired life at the Center for Great Apes in Florida. MJ is the world's most successful dead celebrity. MJ was born on August 29, 1958 and died on June 25, 2009. The year of Jackson's death was his most successful. Around 35 million copies of his albums were sold within the first 12 months after his death. Since his death, he's made approximately $2.1 billion, half of the $4.2 billion he made while he was alive. In 2016, Michael earned $825 million, breaking the record for the highest-earning celebrity in a single year. In 2018, he became the highest-paid dead celebrity of the year, making $400 million. Even as a deceased person, he made more than many of us make while living. These are some of the interesting facts about Michael Jackson. Do let us know which one surprised you the most in the comments section. Thanks for watching!